It's still too early for me to do my first mock draft, but it's never too early to mock the mocks. PFF dropped a fresh mock draft, and with the draft getting closer and closer by the day, I wanted to go ahead and give my thoughts and break it down. The 2026 draft is unique in so many ways. It's not as top heavy as some years, and the QB class lacks big time names. It's going to be an interesting year for sure. In this mock, we have QBs going 1 and 2 overall. Something that will probably be popular this season is trades at the top of the draft. Depending on who ends up with the number one pick, we could see a lot of projected movement. If the Giants hold on to the top spot, there's a good chance they're going to try to move the pick since they view Jackson Dart as a franchise quarterback. But in this mock, it was the Miami Dolphins trading up to the top spot, moving on from Tua and choosing Fernando Mendoza out of Indiana, with Oregon's Dante Moore going number 2 to the Raiders. Interestingly enough, if both of these teams advance in the playoffs, they could face off head to head in the semifinals, Oregon and Indiana. And you'd have a chance to see these guys battle it out face to face to see who should be the first quarterback selected. Personally, I think Dante Moore's ceiling is a bit higher, but Mendoza has really surprised me this year, and scouts have to take him seriously. But if I was picking number one overall, I would have questions about both of these guys. But there are some other big name players who are going to be moving up and down draft boards after the quarterbacks. This mock had 3 wide receivers go in the top 10: Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, and Makai Lemon, and 3 defensive linemen as well. My guy Ruben Bain Jr. could go as high as number one overall, but currently people are questioning his arm length. Also, safety Caleb Downs, he goes number 10 here. He's the number one player on some draft boards, but he plays a position that is often undervalued. Meanwhile, the middle of the draft is going to fluctuate like crazy over the next 3 months. But most of these guys here look like top 50 players for sure. Arvell Reese could shoot up into the top 10, and Jeremiah Love is this year's top running back prospect. Meanwhile, we have a fourth wide receiver to go in the top 20 picks here, Washington's Denzel Boston, and then you have 2 linebackers get selected here, both from Ohio State. Although I do view Arvell Reese as more of an edge rusher in the NFL, similar to how Jalen Walker changed positions last year, Reese will be rushing the quarterback at the next level. A lot of talented names to get to know in this group, though. And then rounding out the bottom of the mock, it's stacked with defensive line talent. 6 of the final 12 picks in this mock went to the defensive side of the ball in the trenches. 4 edge rushers and 2 defensive tackles go here. I love this year's talent on the defensive line. It's a perfect year for any team that's looking to upgrade their trenches on the defensive side of the ball. And this mock showcased that as 10 defensive linemen were selected in the first round. That would mean this is the second straight year that happened, and it continues a recent trend. The last few years have seen teams desperately trying to improve their pass rush and selecting defensive linemen early and often. You win championships in the trenches, but there will be so much change from now until April's draft. But I wanted to briefly discuss some things about this year's class. Hit the like button below and tell me in the comments which prospects from this year's class that you like.